Hey loves, it's Xaviana coming at you with the actual factuals on relationships, mental health, and self-esteem with another episode of What Would Zay Say? And joining me with these topics are actor and model Gerard Pierre
Yo,
and actor Emmanuel, who stars in the upcoming TV series Amrak,
thank you for having me. Hello.
and of course, Steele the Great.
The
Oh,
great.
I'm on. Okay, yeah, I'm here.
The great.
Thank you all for joining me. Now, is it just me, or as you get older, isn't having a circle of friends not as important? I've had two friendships end recently, and one was because of financial situations, which might sound odd because, I mean, we're not lovers. But the thing is, every time I wanted to do something, this person would tell me, I can't right now, funds are tight. But when I see you traveling the world and getting unnecessary tattoos and doing pretty much everything else, that looks kind of suspicious. I mean, you don't have to tell me where your funds are coming from, but if you don't want to do something with me, just simply say, no thanks. Isn't that so much easier than trying to think of lies and keep up with them? Which brings me to my first question of what is a true friend? Or day one, as people like to call them nowadays.
Well, before we get into that, how long was that friendship?
Yeah.
Since we were 15. And I'm in my
Because
early
remember,
30s.
longevity doesn't really indicate a good friendship.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah, I know. Who's more loyal to you, who you're comfortable with.
Transparent, honest, you know.
But this specific person, I mean, she was a good friend. She was very optimistic. She can find the good in any situation. She never talks badly about anybody. She uplifts you if you're having a bad day. It's just a funds situation. Every time I want to do something, funds are tight.
We gotta remember, each friend serves a different purpose in their life. One friend you're gonna hang out with, the other friend you might party with, the other friend you might actually have intimate relationships with as far as, deep conversations. So every friend pretty much serves a different purpose in their lives. And I began to learn that as I got older. I used to have certain expectations of friends, thinking to myself, what, every friend should serve the same purpose, but that's not always the case. So we pretty much just have to accept people for who they are. If they're transparent, cool. If not, I'll see you at the next party.
Wait, that's a friend in doing intimate things with them?
Well,
That's on a deeper level.
Well, heart-to-heart conversation is what I mean by that. Because you
Okay.
can't have that conversation with every friend.
Right. Well, I don't make friendships based off of how much money you have. My thing, I appreciate little things. Make me laugh. Give me compliments. Make time for me.
But Zay, you just said that you got a little upset because you wanted to do something, but your friend. didn't
Yeah,
have the
because
money.
every time
So how you
I
gonna
want to
say-
do something,
But
the
you-
excuse is funds are tight.
Yeah,
But you're able to
it's
do
upset.
everything else. You're complaining that you can't pay your rent.
Uh-huh.
You need help with your young child.
Uh-huh.
You're hungry. You need to pay your car, no car
Uh-huh.
insurance. But yet you can do everything else that's not important.
Have you ever addressed it?
Yes,
How?
I did.
So-
Well, for one instance, I wanted to go to the Knicks game for Christmas, and she's telling me she can't go right now. It's the holidays. It's her child's birthday.
Zay,
What's up?
I'm gonna be honest with you. You said the next game on
Yes,
Christmas, right?
and
That's
I
wild.
went. Hey, I
That's
went.
regular
That's kind of
game.
wild, though.
But
You
I'm
just-
letting you use my discounts.
Say-
That's another thing.
How much was the discount? Because Knicks tickets on Christmas Day.
wild.
Christmas
But
game.
it's
Christmas
I
is
went.
wild.
I took me, my
$100.
son, and my dad. I got us all
What?
tickets. Okay, that's one time of the year. We went to Atlantic City for my birthday, and one of my friends announced that they should be paying for my dinner. This same person said, "I'm sorry, I don't have it like that right now. My birthday's in May."
So, how do y'all enjoy each other's time?
She listens. She's sensitive.
So, what does hanging out consist of?
Yeah.
Hanging out for me, we could just be hanging out in the house, watching movies, cooking, eating, laughing, taking our
this
children to the beach, to the playground.
So these are things that you guys have done.
Yes.
So that's her category.
Yeah. As I
Just
said,
leave
With
it,
me.
leave,
Each
leave, yeah,
purpose.
with you,
But-
just leave it right there.
each purpose.
Which is like I said, if you don't want to go somewhere with me, just simply say no thanks.
So
But
when
some
you-
people
when
don't
you
want to hurt your feelings.
So when you express it to her,
No
how did you
thanks. It's
express
not
it?
hurting my feelings. Hurting my feelings is like I don't want to go with you. Ew.
So when you express this to her, how did you express it to her?
I
Because
said,
tonality matters. Your verbiage matters as well.
I said funds are only tight whenever I want to do something.
But how you speak to somebody really matters, though, especially if you don't know what they're going through behind closed doors. They might not want to be able to tell you.
So then just say that.
But if she can,
She can. We can't force that.
Somebody
right?
probably sponsored that trip. Somebody probably sponsored that tattoo.
You don't know.
That's like what she was saying. She was like, you don't know what people have to sacrifice.
And you don't argue with them
what they
about
do. I wasn't arguing. That's just
You
frustration.
threw a shot though.
But
Now you threw that shot.
Heavy pay.
sometimes that shot is necessary. You can't take but so much.
You're
I am
a
far
bad
from a bad
friend,
friend because
man.
I put other
Very
people
stressed.
before myself
Yeah,
all
man.
the time.
You have tattoos
Yeah.
different.
No,
So you
So
don't
you
know
don't
the price of
know.
tattoos then.
I don't have to have them know how much they cost.
But if-
I've
if-
gone
if-
with people to get their tattoo. The second friendship was because this person was ungrateful. Okay, I'm always driving us somewhere because she doesn't drive. If you are a passenger, you should at least be giving gas money.
I agree to an extent.
That's a
I
fact.
agree.
Yeah.
I'm gonna agree.
Cars
with you.
don't run off love. That's a fact.
No, but that I look at it in the sense of like how me and my boy do it. Like we don't ask each other to pay for nothing. It's like, yo, one day I got it, one day you
You
got it.
shouldn't
Whatever
have
the
to
case
ask.
is.
That's the thing.
But that's what I'm saying. But like you said, your friend don't drive. Maybe she could. But did you ask her like, yo, like I need
Transparency.
gas?
Yeah. She's like, why should I have to give you gas money if we're just chilling?
And don't-
No,
and
just
start
chilling
saying,
is us just sitting and the car is not moving.
So if that's the case, then tell her to pull up on an Uber and come to your house and just.
The thing is with me, I don't follow society. I'm not fake. I'm not doing all that. If you're happy, I'm happy nonsense. If you're doing something that I'm not with, I'm not gonna pretend to be.
But you don't necessarily have to be fake to get a point across or to have a certain type of discussion. Like the first friend, I felt like, in my opinion, I mean, because it's already done with,
Yeah.
but it could have been addressed in a different way. Like, yo, like this is how I feel about the topic. Like, okay, whenever I bring up something, you can't do this, whatever the case is. What's really going on? Like, what's the story behind this? What's the story behind that? Instead of being like, oh well, we taking trips and we getting unnecessary tattoos, but you don't got money. And that's because now let's say she had something that she was already hiding from you. Now you never gonna get that answer.
I even had a job offer for her.
But the thing is, you can't expect you out of other people.
Yeah,
That's a fact.
Like I said, expectations.
Never
And
expect that.
the main point is how you communicate to her. Like I said, once you come at her in a certain way where she feels attacked now, you've literally closed the door of a safe space. So now she's never gonna come to you with any other issue because of how you came to her.
She knew she was wrong after the first time I said something because she went to Puerto Rico after we were planning to go to Puerto Rico. I was looking at the hotels, we were planning about what we were gonna do, and then she said she couldn't go because friends are tight. And then maybe like a year later, she ended up going to Puerto Rico.
Did you go out
And
to-
I'm like, no, she went with people.
She with a guy?
So
She would've got
she
in.
went with a guy and some
God paid
some
for
some
her.
other
He paid
people.
for
The guy
They
paid
pay
for
for
it.
it.
If we're friends, you can use my discounts. I get discounts
No,
from
no,
you,
no.
but
Same
everything.
part and
Some
discount is
people-
two
And if
different
you're a
things.
little short, I pick up the slack, which
Yeah, but
I've
some
done.
people don't want to ask.
And this, you don't have to ask with me. I tell people up front, like, let's go here. We can use my discounts. She came to my child's birthday party with nothing because she said she couldn't afford a gift. But then at the party, she said she felt bad for not bringing a gift. So then she bought a pizza and a game card, which was cool.
Let me ask you
But
something.
where did that money magically come from?
What makes her your friend?
Pizza and a gift card is
That's more than what you would have had to spend on a gift. Dollar Tree has a whole toy aisle. You can't afford $5. I know you're not struggling that much.
But you big ballin', you don't think she looking at Dollar Tree like, she gonna think this from Dollar Tree, let me not just.
You
Because
guys,
people
So it's better to show up with nothing.
But she paid for pizza and a gift.
All right, then. So you had the money, you just didn't want to spend it.
you guys been friends for how long?
Since she
From
was
age 15
So
to
15 years.
last year.
So we have to also realize that after some time, things happen in relationships because now we're made to grow apart. 15, 20, 30 years, there's always gonna be a point in time where we're made to grow apart. There's some friends that last forever, there's some friends that don't.
And maybe
Now,
that's,
is
then
that
maybe
friend
that's
gonna
what
last
it
forever?
was. Because I went all those years without ever asking for money or for you to, like, let's go this place and that place. If you can't afford it, then you can't afford it. But
You do a lot for
I'm
her?
not gonna put up with it. Do I do a lot for her?
Yeah, as a friend.
We would help each other with our children. Like, if I need a babysitter last minute, she would be there. If she needed me to help with her child, I would
Is
be
she,
there.
is she a needy friend?
No.
So now when you wanna go out.
The second friendship, yeah, she was very ungrateful and needy.
So now when you need to go out, who gonna watch your kid?
That's not important. Where's my child now? I'm here.
Yeah.
I don't need to be friends with every person in the world anyway. But relationships and friendships should be 50-50. Do things for each other. Don't take advantage. Listen to each other.
It's never gonna be
Uplift each
50-50.
other. Help each other build. You know, I was involved with somebody who noticed that I don't wear jeans, and that was very attractive and heartwarming to me. If you notice something small like that, that's the kind of stuff
Why you
that I
wear
like.
jeans?
Yeah, that's why don't you wear jeans?
They're not for me. That's my trademark, the one that doesn't wear jeans.
Wow,
See how deep that is?
I was deep.
that's different.
But you know, I've noticed nowadays people are claiming day ones as somebody that they go partying with and who looks good in the pictures with them. But is your day one there when you lose your job, when you need a babysitter, or when you're thinking of committing suicide?
What? Well, like we said, each friend serves a different purpose, and after some time, people grow apart. And that's just what it is. We gotta accept it.
I feel like day one's, even just the title of it comes with an entitlement.
Yeah.
A day one, somebody who's been there from the beginning,
No,
never
but-
turned their back
but
on
like,
you, doesn't
Been there
disappoint
doing
you.
what though?
But like, let's say in your instance, like, let's say like for me, if I had a friend since I was like 13, going into adulthood, that would kind of be considered a day one because we had just so many years. But within those years, I could have met someone else who is more loyal, more supportive, more all of that than the day one. So sometimes day 50 or day 365 has more weight than day one.
You can have more than one day one.
Nah, at this age,
At this age?
it's a tight circle is the best circle. We don't need.
I had a so-called friend who was always telling me something negative that somebody said about me when I wasn't around, and she thought that was what a friend is supposed to do. And I said, I don't want nor need to hear that. And we worked together, so that everybody else were other staff that worked at the job. But what is that doing for my life? Why do I need to know that this person said they don't like my outfit, or that person said my hair is ugly? She's like, oh, I thought you had a right to know. For what? That's just you. You're a miserable person, so you're trying to bring me down with you.
But what did they say? Did they defend you?
I don't know, I wasn't there. Unless you are telling me that somebody is plotting to hurt me, no, I don't appreciate you telling me some negative stuff that somebody said when I wasn't around.
Well, these people, were you like kicking with them? I would.
No, I barely even saw them. They worked in the evening, on the weekends, and I worked in the morning. So
Oh.
they were nobody to me.
And that's
We
just-
barely were even co-workers. Why is everybody talking to you or around you about me? I've never been that type of person to be like, if you have something to say about me, say it to my face. For what? What does that do?
Yeah,
Yeah,
she
nothing.
Talking about, she talking about you. Cause ain't no need. If I'm not crossing paths with these people, if it would have been a different conversation if I'm talking to this person, I'm chilling with this person, and then you come and tell me like, yo, you better watch out, cause this person just how they moving around you all behind your back.
Yeah.
That's a different story. But if I'm not crossing paths with these people, and you coming and telling me, why are you coming and telling me you like gossiping?
People
You know?
think when they say, I'm just being honest, or I'm just saying, that makes it okay to be repugnant.
Right.
But, no. You know, even the story behind the name of my show is to use my voice and be heard, because all my life I was bullied and not heard and disappointed. So now the purpose of me starting this show is to actually speak up, because if people actually listen to me, they would realize that the things I say make sense. Like, for instance, I say deaf people shouldn't be able to drive. That's dangerous. How do you take a road
How we
test?
go from that to?
How do you, because people don't
Extreme.
listen to me, they don't understand the way I think. So how do you
Different
take a
things.
road test if you're deaf? Because the instructor is sitting next to you telling you, when you get to the corner, make a left. Parallel park between the
That's
red and
you
blue
see,
car.
that's not what I was thinking. I agree with you in the beginning in the sense of like if a deaf person is driving and then there's like an emergency response vehicle in the back
That's
like
what I'm
going crazy,
saying.
or
Or
somebody honking
if you're
like,
going
yo,
through an
watch out.
intersection, you
That's why
don't
got
know
the
which
mirror.
way it's coming
That's why
from.
you got the mirror. You should
Yeah.
look
The
at it.
mirror is not gonna help you if you're going through an intersection and an ambulance, a fire truck is coming from over there, and
But
y'all
who's-
already
it's a
collide.
big-
But who's to say the instructor didn't speak sign language?
Yeah.
That's dangerous also. That's no different from texting and driving, which is illegal. You gotta look at your phone to read the text. I gotta look at you to read the sign
I
language.
mean, these phones and everything. I mean, not these phones. These cars is not safe anymore because they have the navigation screens and all this stuff. So ain't nothing really
By the
safe.
time you do all of that, you already crashed. And if you miss something that the instructor said during the sign language, you can say, wait, say that again? Then they gotta do the whole signs over.
Any comment before we're not gonna
Yeah, we
agree
never
on.
forget that.
What
Yeah.
petty comment? The tattoo comment?
Yes.
Tattoos are not cheap and they're not necessary.
It's not $1,000, that's for sure.
What you need those Jordans?
More
for?
than one.
What you need those Jordans for?
Facts.
I'm not complaining about struggling, saying I can't pay for this and that.
You got me there.
Her man got it from
Think I can't support myself?
I did that.
You pay for that trip too.
We gonna give it to
They
them.
probably
What
won't.
trip? The Knicks?
I
I told you I took
No,
my dad and
Puerto
my
Rico.
son.
We talking about Puerto Rico when she met.
All within a year, she went to Jamaica, Puerto Rico, and Florida.
With the same guy.
But
Was the guy there?
no, not every time. Yeah, I know she felt bad because she commented on one of my social media posts saying Happy Mother's Day after the first time I addressed it. So I guess that was her way of apologizing. But then I didn't speak to her for 3 months. Then she went to Florida. And then that's when I was like, your funds must have gotten completely loose.
You see, this something that I've noticed in women friendships and men friendships is very, very different.
Yeah.
It's very different. Like,
There's certain questions we're not gonna ask you. Certain things we're not gonna do.
Such as?
Your finances. Like if you say you can't make it, cool. I'll see you next time.
But if I see a repeating pattern,
we
you
never
can
gonna let
never,
it get to
you can
repeat
never
about
make
it.
it.
By the second invite, you can't make it. You're not getting invited again.
Yeah, that's it.
You're not getting invited again. Now the next event that happens and you reach out, be like, all right, cool. Then
Pull
I'll
up.
try. Oh yeah, we'll pull up.
Yeah.
But other than that, you're not getting invited again. Like, we ain't got time to do all that.
Like, I have best friends that can't come all the time. Like it is what it is. There's no beef. We're not mad.
And if you ain't coming on a trip, if you ain't make it out the group chat to go on a trip, care less.
That's it. You're not going back.
We gonna have a ball
That's
regardless. We gonna have a ball
Look at the
regardless.
pictures.
You gonna see it on social media.
You not here, I am.
See, the
Yeah.
ladies be like, you went without me. Or
Facts,
like,
it's very
you can't
different.
wait for me to get it together?
Man, we don't care.
Mhm.
No, we don't care. We catch you the next time.
That's how I am. I can always get money back, but not time.
I think that-
Agreeing on things as a couple and making sacrifices for each other. If your partner wants to move their parent in with you or move out of state for their job, how do you handle that?
We have a conversation. We pros, cons.
If-
It
alright,
depends.
if
What
the
is the
parent-
purpose for them moving in?
if the
Are they
parent
sick?
They need help.
Okay, how big the house?
How big the house? Is it a 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom?
How big the house is? Because
Are they sick?
at the end of the day, I'ma still need to, I still need to move how I want to move in my household
Yeah,
and not
'cause-
be completely bothered. Because I mean, at the end of the day, if my mother wanted to, I'm married, my mother needs to move in, whatever the case is. All right, cool, but I still don't want to discomfort like the whole vibe of the house in the sense of like, all right, now I can't come home at the time, or I can't play music like this, or I can't act like this, whatever the case. I still want the vibe to still be there. So as long as the vibe is still there,
But that's
then,
your mother. Like, she needs help.
no, I mean we gonna make the sacrifice.
Yeah.
And
But
if your wife is not okay with it, what do you do in that situation?
God not gonna do that to me. Give me no wife like that.
Yeah.
Who comes first, your wife or your mother?
I mean,
Listen, we could get into
my
that.
mot's my mother.
We
No,
gonna
but
we
I'm-
could get
I'm-
into that. Right wife.
There's no
that-
right or wrong answer. It's a
There
personal
is-
question. Who
there-
comes
It's
first for you?
subjective, definitely.
The right wife that God gives me is gonna understand, is gonna know that she comes first, but she's gonna understand that this is
Your wife comes
she,
first?
my wife gonna have to come first because everything that comes
Especially
out
if
of
you
my
have kids.
legacy is coming from my wife.
Especially if you have kids, because now if you think about if you deny your wife, you deny your kids too.
That's not true.
In a
Because
sense.
your children are always going to be a part of you. You and your wife can get divorced.
Yeah, but now you guys created a new family, right? So now you have to deal with if you have an issue with your wife and things don't work out. Now your kids are in the picture. It's not about just us; it's about the kids too.
But even if it's your partner's parents and they want them to move in.
You have a discussion.
It's gonna have to be a very.
It's gonna be a long. This is
You
not
really
just
don't
us.
want
There's no specific
He's
answer
trying
to
so
that.
hard not to say, nah, that,
It's
that
not.
ain't
It's not.
happening.
It's not even deny.
Not
It's-
even a.
Me, I'm on a big
I'll-
house.
I'll pay for an assisted living, or I'll put
No.
you in a home.
we could do
Yeah,
that.
there's so
We could do that.
there's options. You know?
But if it's to move in a house, if there's moving in a house, and my house is big enough, yes, no problem. If the house is not big enough, or whatever the case is, then we're gonna look at the other options and the closest options where you're at a close enough distance, like we could easily quickly drive to you, whatever the case is. But then you're having like you said, the assistance. But
But it's like, what is the purpose of them moving in? Are they sick?
no, sick,
Or they-
sick,
no.
okay,
Yeah.
sick. Granted,
That's a yeah.
if
Well,
Because
moving
people-
in could be one thing. It's not like they're asking you to financially support them or
How
change your
long?
whole
How
plans
long?
for that.
How long?
That's the question.
As
How
long as it takes. There's no time frame on when somebody's gonna stop being sick, especially if it's an elderly person. That's gonna be the rest
No,
of their life.
the sickness is understandable, but if it's
It's
another
not
thing like
yeah, not like
financial
their house
reasons,
burned down or something.
if it's like financial reasons, it's like where your other siblings at? Where
Yeah,
your other
we
kids
gotta
at?
we gotta have kind of like you have other siblings, brothers and sisters. Like what you know, it's a lot to talk about. So this is a very loaded question to be honest with you.
Mom, you had your time. Dad, you had your time. This is we won now. This is it, and everything else after.
Yeah, see, and then when y'all split and the mother's like,
I don't
you
believe
chose
it.
that
I don't
just over
believe in
me,
divorce,
don't
so
come
it's-
running
it's
back to
never-
me.
Your parents would never do that.
Your,
She'll never
your
do
mom,
that to you.
our moms will always
You
be
don't
our
know.
first love. That's the thing. So I shouldn't have to choose between.
If you
my
have a
mother
close
and my wife.
relationship with your mother, everybody's not,
if.
you're not close with their parents.
If that's your case, you know. So doesn't mean I love my mother any less. Just like you know, they have to understand that my life is I'm not 5 years old anymore. You know, I'm growing. I'm starting a new life. You should understand that as my mother told you know, want to see me happy. So it's not that you know, you're always gonna be my number one mother. You know, my number one lady.
What about, moving out of state for your partner's job?
Who making more money?
Yeah.
That's a fact.
Whoever making more money
I mean,
has
that's-
a bigger say. Because if we moving out the state and you're about to make more money and it's alright, cool, we could do that. But if I'm making more money and you're going for another job, and then what if I don't have that same opportunity that I have here?
Yeah. Or if your partner doesn't want to leave, it's like, I'm comfortable here, my family and friends are here, and then you move and you don't like it.
Yeah. This another loaded question.
I understand, because in my last relationship, I want to leave New York. My ex don't want to leave New York. Well, I don't know. She don't want to leave New York because her mother's here and etc. I'm like, bro, you're an adult. Like, you gotta live your own life.
But bro, that's what you said to her?
I'm speaking in my head, like, like when you talk to yourself in your head. I'm like, yo, like you gotta make your own life. Like, you gotta leave the nest at some point. Like, you can't be under mommy's wing the whole time. Like,
Yeah.
like you gotta branch out, and it's very expensive living in New York. It's time to leave.
That's why it's good to have a partner where you guys are always in line and always on the same page. You know, it's important.
But you're not always gonna agree with your partner on everything.
Not always, but you know, some people are more understanding than others. You know,
And some things are more logical.
So
Yeah.
if your partner does something, like if they cut off all their hair or get a tattoo on their face, are you gonna?
You don't respect
Is that
me.
an issue?
You don't respect me.
I mean,
That's
I don't
I-
respect you.
No,
if
you
you got a
gotta respect
tattoo on their
yourself.
face.
You don't
What?
respect me.
the thing is this:
A tattoo on your face?
you just start off that way.
You would leave your partner because they got a tattoo on
You
their
don't-
face?
I wouldn't even deal with anybody that got a tattoo on their face.
If no, they get it after they
You
were
don't
already
respect-
with you.
The
You
thing
don't
is, like,
respect yourself.
I didn't see you that way.
You
so
don't
now,
respect yourself.
If you have a
Put a
tattoo on your face, I'm
You don't
thinking
respect me.
I'm gonna begin to delve into
You don't respect me.
I'm gonna begin to delve into your mental health issues. That's when I begin to ask questions.
Dude, imagine.
If they got a
You're
scar
sure to
on their
go
face
and
and
get a
they wanna
tattoo on their
cover
face and
it.
you want me to love
I'm
you
outta
with this?
here.
Because
I'm outta
you
here.
don't
love them
respect
for
me.
who they are. You,
No, I'm gonna love you from afar at this
You don't
point.
respect me.
You're a
Wow,
whole
even if
bug
they're
out.
good with everything else, if they cook for you,
No,
clean
no,
for you,
because
they're
Why you
good
getting a
with their
tattoo on your
kids.
face though?
Because
But
respect.
they got a scar on their
the-
face and they want to cover it.
The reason why I say respect me is because
Your
there's certain decisions that we ought to make together.
Right.
Like altering decisions like that, you should come to me with the thought like, hey, babe, I want to get a tattoo on my face. That's a conversation we're gonna have, and I'm gonna let you know how I feel, because it's like, even if you had a scar on your face, you had the scar on your face when I met you, and I still loved you for it.
So if they got
So
the
why,
scar
right?
after.
Or
But,
why you
I
worried
still,
about it
but,
now?
but if I never made no mention about the scar and I'm still calling you beautiful and etc., why are you gonna go put a tattoo on there? Now, if in the future there's like a pigmentation type of tattoo that like covers it up in a certain type of way that makes it look like there is no scar, all right, cool. But now if you go and get a design on your face, you don't respect me.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
You don't respect me. You don't respect my thoughts, because it's like, what if I don't like this? What if now you don't look attractive to me anymore, and now you're forcing me to like it?
Because attraction is important for intimacy, right?
That's
Me
a
personally.
fact.
I'm not gonna, wake up every morning and see a tattoo right in your face. I'm just like,
You don't
I'm
respect
gonna
me.
love. My heart's gonna always love you.
You don't respect me.
My heart's gonna always love you, but not have to look at the tattoo every day.
I mean, I seen this lady, she left her boyfriend, he went into a burning building and saved her, and now his face is all burnt up, she broke up with him.
What?
That's
a different. That's
a
she's
different
going
topic.
down.
That's not the same thing.
That's different. That's
It's-
kind of worse.
If you can't stomach that,
But
somebody's face
if
like that.
if she left him for that, she's been that way before.
Yeah.
There's something wrong with her. But
Yeah.
She's
I'm
weak.
from a different
No,
level.
but you just said your appearance has a huge part of intimacy.
Of course.
If you can't be with somebody
But
because
but
now
this
they're
man
messed up
took,
from a
took
fire.
but this man took the biggest role of a man's life.
Maybe they could still be cool.
into
They can still be
sacrificing
friends.
his
but
life.
Yeah,
the-
he
the
sacrificed his
relationship-
life for
sacrificed
her.
his life.
She
That's the
left
biggest
him.
sign of love.
She went and got a tattoo on her face. He sacrificed his
You can
life
get a
for her.
tattoo removed.
It shouldn't have been in the
Or
first
covered.
place.
Yeah, should have,
You don't
gave me
respect
the
me. You
benefit
sleeping
of
on
the
the couch.
conversation.
You sleeping on the couch until you
Remove
gather
the tattoo.
gather the money up to go get that tattoo removed. You sleeping on the couch. How dare you come to this house with a tattoo on your face?
Because
tell-
some
and
people
tell-
look at it like
and
this is
tell
my body, this is my life.
It's not your
Just-
body no
just
more when
like-
we're married.
Now we're one.
It's not your body no
But
more
is
when
the
we're
tattoo
married.
really hurting you?
Yes, I have to look at it. I have to look at your face with a tattoo on it. Now, if you had like a nice little cute tattoo, like by your on your side or whatever the case is, alright, cool. You know, that's a different topic. Like we could get into that. But on your face,
Like,
no,
like,
sweetheart.
you see Mike Tyson? That whole face?
You don't respect me.
It's crazy.
No,
Drawing too
I'm
much
not
attention
doing
now.
that. Maybe that's the goal. Draw
Like-
attention.
Like
Why?
for example, like if,
Why you
The
need
attention should be from your
Low
man already.
self-esteem.
That's a mental health issue. So now we're talking. What is the root of the low self-esteem?
But you leaving that person is not going to help their
I
mental
dare my
health.
wife to
or
go and get a
self-esteem.
BBL.
And this is why people should heal before they get into relationships. So now you're
That's
going
a
to destroy
fact.
somebody else's life.
I'm glad you said that. Heal before they get into relationships, because I also want to talk about judging your partner based on their past. Okay? Now, Sean, P. Diddy Combs is all over the media. And because of it, Ben Affleck wants to divorce Jennifer Lopez because of videos of her and Diddy recently released.
So show him what?
It's a video. What?
Show him what?
Yeah, show what?
A little too much for Ben.
Wow.
Why are you
I'm about to
divorcing
look that
her?
up.
That was before y'all were even involved. And how is that hurting you now?
I mean, the industry's a little different though.
Yeah, that's a fact.
It's like there are probably things that they know that we aren't privy to at all. So
He probably was waiting for the opportune time. Like,
yeah,
she outside. She been outside.
Respectfully, she needs to stay outside.
He should have
Yeah.
known how
Facts.
she is.
How-
Jennifer Lopez has been
Jennifer
around.
Lopez needs to stay
like how
outside.
many marriages she had?
Bro, she got rings like Jordan. You stay outside. Stay outside.
But he knew that when he married her. They were married, 20 years
Shit,
ago?
but we have
And
to think
then the
about it. A lot of
fact that
times-
they came back to each other, that
So-
says something.
We have to look at it from the perspective of the industry. Ain't nothing real. Some things are just set up. You know, all these celebrities getting with each other. Next day, X, Y, Z. It's just everything that we see on TV isn't real. That's the big
Maybe
thing.
not. But your partner's past that has an effect on your relationship now. If your partner is an ex-con,
Contingent upon the
It
circumstance.
depends.
It depends on what it is, because every circumstance is different.
If your past keep popping up and reminded me of your past, we have a problem.
Yeah, because the past should remain the past. It's called the past for a reason.
Because
Right?
there's certain things like at a certain age we're not gonna speak about. Like at this age we're not gonna go on a date and be like, all right, cool, how many bodies you have?
Right.
We're not gonna have that talk.
Yes.
But if we in a club and 10 dudes is coming up to you
God.
like, hey, what's up? And then one dude is like, yo, you got a good one, I'm punching your throat. We have a problem.
Because you're not about to sit here and embarrass me.
that's not them embarrassing. That's the guys. They can't control anybody
No,
coming
but
up to
she-
them.
The level of comfort,
Yeah.
like, why are they comfortable coming up to you knowing that, no. we're
That
not
has
doing this.
nothing to do with
It ha-
it.
no,
I guess
it-
it depends on how she's responding to
No,
it.
yeah, how she responds to it, yeah. I'm gonna watch how you deal with it. And if it's like, oh, buddy, oh, listen.
Because
we have to have a talk.
if they know that she has somebody that's respectable and she respects her man, that would even be a question coming up to you.
You don't think that says something about your self-esteem? Because you can't handle the fact that
Handle.
all these guys are coming up to her?
It's a matter of respect, not being able to handle the situation.
Would it make a difference if it was ladies coming up to her?
Listen.
Mm,
When I'm gonna answer you straight up. When
Yeah.
it comes to a man in a relationship, his extended level of respect is his woman.
Yeah.
His woman has to move in a certain way to show that, hey, I respect my man and y'all gonna respect him too. And if y'all can't respect him, I can't rock with you. So if you have guys coming up to you, the respectful way, there's a respectful way to hug, and there's a respectful way to greet. And if you can't respect him in his presence and doing stuff like that, then you need to back up. And then if that turns into something, now the man steps in. But the man gon' watch how you do it, watch how you handle the situation respectfully or not respectfully, and then he gon' do what he has to do.
But first and foremost, you gonna greet me first in the story. Like I've had, some people with my shorty, they greet me first. Most of the time, they don't even walk up to me. Also, like, who are you as the man too? Are you saying that standard or that tone? Like your woman should know to respect you. 10 dudes shouldn't be coming up to you. Now it's like, all right, what's going on here?
They don't fully have to greet me first, but as long as she make that introduction, like, oh, this is so and so, this is my man, whatever the case is, and etc. Respectful. But if it's like, oh, hey, and you're having like little conversation, etc. There's certain paths that can be forgotten with no type of problems, but if a certain past keeps coming up, it has to be addressed, and we have to figure out how we're gonna move forward with it. Because if you're still operating in that light or still giving certain signs, I'm not gonna be oblivious to these signs. Like, you may not be full on dealing with things from your past, but if you're showing certain signs.
Now, I recently seen an interview with Cookie Johnson, Magic Johnson's wife, and she spoke about how Magic caught HIV when he cheated on her. And she said she didn't want to leave him because she loves him. But are you willing to take the risk of catching HIV, and how do you trust your partner after that?
That's marriage.
Yeah, till death do us part, right?
That's why everybody not
right.
A lot of people don't know the real meaning of marriage. That's what it comes.
So
on.
what is the real meaning of marriage? Because I don't know.
You have to be prepared to forgive. You have to be prepared to submit. You gotta be prepared to put yourself
Before
you
that
gotta,
is-
you gotta be
before that
prepared
is
to
out.
sacrifice.
But now that's something that's gonna hurt you.
Before
Now you
that-
really got to be cautious. You want to catch the STD? When they tell you they're going somewhere, are you going to believe them? Are you going to be calling them every now and then? Where are you? Who are you with? What are you doing?
You don't have to.
I mean, like, what could your partner do after that that's even worse?
That's worse than that.
There's no coming back from that, baby.
I mean, there isn't, but it depends on what you feel like your marriage should be. If you feel like you want to be out and etc., by all means. But if you really about that marriage and you really about your vows and you really stand on that, then you're gonna have to figure it out.
Yeah.
It's gonna take time. It's not gonna be fixed in 1 year, whatever the case is. It's gonna take some time. It's gonna take some therapy. It's gonna take some sacrifices. It's gonna take some being petty, and you just gonna have to bite it and just eat it and just keep moving.
Unconditional love, right? That's what marriage is
I don't
about.
know. I mean, I've seen ladies get mad at their boyfriend or husband for kissing somebody else. If you bring an STD into this house, that's a whole nother story.
But according to me and the God I believe in,
Yeah.
when it comes to sexual stuff like that, I could be out.
Yeah.
I could be out. If you doing like
Oh,
STD
but you
stuff.
were just talking about
No,
vows.
No. But
Unconditional love.
But that's
There's
what
also
I
wisdom
said.
too.
But that's what I said. According to the God I believe in, I have to forgive you for certain things. But there is this one thing that if it happens, I could be out, which is anything sexual. So now if you go and lay down with another man and etc., I can't respectfully leave with no problem. That's the only way I'm dealing with divorce.
Yeah.
When it comes to you laying down with somebody, that's the only way I'm dealing with. But if you texting or whatever the case is, all right, cool, like, let's figure it out. What wasn't I doing enough? What is it that you needed? Whatever the case is, go to therapy, this and so forth. But if you dealing with someone, you lay down with someone, you bring an STD, you bring a kid or whatever the case is, nah.
Self-esteem. Why you okay playing number 2?
They're not okay with it. Some ladies feel like they can't do better.
That's a self-esteem issue. And again.
Yeah, so
mental
they're not
health.
okay with it. They're just dealing with it. I would
So-
know. I've been there.
We have to be able to walk away, right? That's what. like I
Easier
said.
said than done.
That's for sure.
But it has to be done. You gotta
It's
choose.
easy.
You gotta choose your. You gotta choose your hurt. You're gonna be hurt walking away. You're gonna be hurt in the situation. Either way, you're gonna be hurt, right?
So say let's put you on the hot seat. What's a past thing that you can't look past dealing in a relationship?
My thing is, you need to have a car. That's that's
Yo.
my minimum standard.
Yo.
I have been
Yo.
involved with too many
Uber.
people who don't have cars.
Crazy.
Uber.
Like,
No.
listen,
You gotta come pick me up in an Uber?
So I asked you a
Oh
question
my
about
God.
your past and
They go straight
Because
to
that's
to
the
the
thing.
financials.
I always attract people, ladies
Yeah.
and guys, who don't have cars. I don't understand.
They say you are who you attract. Why are you attracting them?
I don't know.
You gotta know. You
I've
gotta
always
know-
had a car, so
you gotta know,
I
you
don't
gotta
know.
know yourself.
she said they gotta have a car.
That's my
That's-
bare minimum. Everybody
that's-
else is like, no, you need to have a
Serious.
college
So-
degree.
so
what
You
if
need
that
to be
person was in a
making
bad-
this amount of money.
look,
What if that person was in
So,
a bad car accident?
answer
and
that
they just
same
were afraid to
question.
drive?
Answer that same question, right? But
Eventually, you
negate
get
the
another car.
situation.
I mean, I might think some things are suspicious. If you have children and they're never with you, like, why aren't they there? Does their mother have a restraining order against you? Are you just a deadbeat parent?
That's why we gotta ask questions.
But even when you ask questions, you don't always get answers. Or at least not true answers.
You can only, deal with what you can control.
Listen, man, it's people are human at the end of the day. Some people, they care about what other people think. Like, that's just the reality, man. We live in a world today where social media is everything to everybody. Like, people want to live their lives on the internet and they want to live their lives in the public spotlight. So certain things they can't handle. You know what I mean?
Like
So
some dirty stuff.
Yeah,
Look at
yeah.
the stuff his Diddy was doing. Like, if she's involved in that, then hey, what else were you doing too?
You
He
gotta
probably
remember,
don't want to be involved with that.
he's a A-list celebrity actor. You know what I mean? So he probably want to keep his reputation where it is, and she's probably bringing him down, no matter how good she looks. I mean, what is she known for?
You see, I'm happy you said that because it don't even have to. That works in all categories
Yeah,
of class. Because with this question, you want someone on either side to be a good reflection of you. So it's like, if this is how you are, and this is what your past is, and etc. All right, what have you done since to kind of clean that up?
Improve.
Like what's your direction in life? Like, are you moving better? Is you cleaning up better? Is you clean up your social media? Are you dressing more appropriate? Whatever the case is. Because at the end of the day, you're a reflection of me. And if I'm here and your past is down here and you're still playing in this pool, you're gonna bring my reputation down. You're gonna bring how people look at me down. So it's like
Now you're still involved in that same past.
just what are you willing to deal with?
But either way, people are gonna say something. Because one of my friends just got engaged, and the guy that she was with before him, everybody was like, I'm so glad you finally broke up with him. They're like, they think he's ugly. But I'm like, why do they care? He's with you, not them. Would you rather you come home and find your homegirl in bed with him?
But now let's say he was attractive. She would feel so good within herself knowing that her friend be like, damn, like, yo, he looks good in this, in a respectful manner. She would feel good inside that.
She felt good regardless. She was with him for 7 years. She was pregnant by him, and she lost a baby. It's just the guy that she's with now. Everybody thinks is so much better looking. The last guy, he was about his business. He has his own business. He was the higher up supervisors at their job. He
But
has his own place.
But the physical though, everybody sees the physical. When you look at somebody, you're not gonna say they have 20 cars. You're gonna look at them physically, right? When we see somebody, we see them
At
physically
first, yeah.
Women judge you off
But-
your shoes. They judge you off your haircut. They judge you off how you dress. Everything you see first is the physical.
But my thing is, it's your relationship. Why do your friends care like what he looks like?
Because it makes them feel good, that's why. Oh, my man is handsome. Y'all love hearing that.
No, but the friends saying like, why are you with him? You too good looking for him. He's ugly.
That's not your friend.
That's
Doesn't
not
matter.
your-
Beauty is skin
they
deep,
single?
man.
They were single?
Yeah,
No.
Yeah, they both single people
they
do
they
that.
mainly single.
Or maybe
Trick you out
that
of your
man, that man is probably treating her better than theirs is treating them. They probably hating.
There's a lot.
That's what I'm saying.
Now you're a woman. You know there's a lot. The people hate a lot. People hate a lot. They're gonna say things,
Yeah. And people call me a hater, but really, I just don't care. There's a difference between hating and not caring. People get mad at me because I say things that need to be said, like that situation
No.
where y'all are saying her boyfriend is ugly. Okay, so like, why do you need to tell her that? But me, when I say stuff like my homegirl asked me if I would be happy if she was pregnant, I said no. You can't even take care of yourself.
That's transparent. It's logical, but it is what it is.
You see what you said, and here shows the difference in male friendships and women friendships. Women friendships be like, oh, he's looks like this and you look better and you should be doing better and etc. And a man friendship be like, yo, you like it, I love it.
That's it.
That's it.
That's it.
You happy, alright, cool, do your thing.
I mean,
'Cause
how?
at the end of the day, she not mine, so I can
Right.
care less.
Right.
Yeah, but yet these same friends will be like, well, if you're happy, I'm happy. Meanwhile, you're in an abusive relationship, and
I
it's
mean-
like, oh, well, that's your situation. You want to be like that? Okay, now it's my situation. But before, when you were telling me that he's ugly, see, that doesn't make sense to me. That's why I'm saying I'm not friends with everybody. I don't do all the fake nonsense. I don't get involved in other people's relationships
I feel like your bluntness is like
too
missiles.
much.
It's like missiles.
It's only if you ask me. I don't come out of nowhere saying these things. If you ask me, yeah, I'll tell you the truth. Otherwise,
Now,
I'll
How do
keep
you
my
deliver? How do
comments
you
to
deliver?
myself.
the truth?
Nah,
See,
but
I didn't
yeah.
even say all of that to her. She just asked me if I'll be happy, and I was like, no, that's your situation. You be happy about it. The
What?
fact that you're going around asking people if they're happy for you, that's pathetic. That's even more reason.
Because she
not
knows
to-
the answer. That's why.
Yeah, cause she knows
She
deep
knows the
down.
answer,
She
right?
knows deep down. She just wants to feel like validated.
I never do that. I never ask people if they're happy for me. Being happy for somebody, that sounds like you're not happy. So I'm
That's
gonna be happy
validation.
in place of it. Like, you can't reach this up on the top shelf, so I'm gonna get it for you. You can't work today, so I'm gonna work for you. You're not happy, so I'm gonna be happy for you.
Yeah, you know, and
Some people just, yeah, it's validation, or some people just want encouragement. I guess.
when people are happy for you, they just gonna be happy.
Yeah.
People just say because that's just an automatic response.
Yeah,
When
it's
somebody
just- it's
says
just
they're getting
automatic, like,
married or
I'm
having
so
a baby.
happy for you, whatever the case is, but I'm not gonna get engaged and be like, hey, you happy for me? Like what?
Right.
I'm sure guys don't do that.
No, but I'm
But
just saying, like in
ladies-
general, like, hey, I just got a new car. Like, are you happy for me? Okay.
Well, that's your
that's-
situation.
that's
You
what's
be
up.
happy. Is that your goal to make me
Like
happy?
that's what's up.
Validation is a deeper rooted issue too. You know, we have to always look at where things actually stem from, because there's root to everything. You know, why do you want so much validation? How did you grow up? Were you neglected as a child? Did you receive love as a child? Did you not receive love as a child? You know, did
Yeah,
you have a
don't get
father?
me wrong. I'm not all horrible. If you look nice, I'll say, "Oh, you look so pretty," or "You look nice," or you know, if you did a good job on something, I'll compliment you on it. But I'm not gonna be fake about something. If I'm not happy, I'm not gonna say it. And
True
if
story.
I'm not into something, no, I'm not gonna pretend to be.
What's your definition of a true friend?
A true friend is somebody who is, regardless of who's around, they still act like they're still your friend. Somebody who listens to you, somebody who supports you, somebody who makes you laugh, gives you compliments, somebody who makes time for you as opposed to just speaking to you on their free time.
Everything you're saying is valid. To add on for me, I like my circle to take and accept correction. Like,
Meaning,
like I feel like a real friend checks you,
Yeah.
lets you know when you're wrong or whatever the case is. Like, we gonna hold it down. Like in public, I'm gonna hold you down, whatever the case is. But when we get behind closed doors, yo, my man, you was wrong about that.
that's what I'm saying. That's how I am.
And I like loyal. I like real friends. I don't like, cause I had a fallout with two friends that I've had. I used to consider day one. I've known them since like 2007. Had a fallout with like 2 years ago because the reason why is he was getting engaged, and then we already seen how he was moving, and then me and my bro was like, yo, you're not ready, bro. Like we told him like, yo, you're not ready. He got upset about that, and then continued on with the engagement, whatever the case is. All right, cool. So we all shared locations, and then there's certain stories like he would be like telling. He would just be like making up like nonsense. Like the stories wouldn't make no sense. So it was like one day, it was like on a Tuesday night. He was like, yo, I'm gonna go see my other homeboy in the Bronx for his birthday. His birthday was on Sunday. Me and my mans looked at each other like, you about to go see another man for his birthday on a Tuesday whose birthday was on Sunday? I was like, nah, something wrong. So we pulled up on his location and he pulled out at a hotel with another chick. So then
That's crazy.
so then we confronted him about it. And then he was like a little apologetic, whatever the case is. And then like a week later, like he gaslit the situation, like, oh, yeah, I could have messed up my relationship and this and that, so on and so
nigga, you
forth.
could've
I'm
messed up a
like,
relationship.
what? I'm like, bro, I'm like, your shorty went and got a whole procedure done to keep you after all these years of cheating, and we could have messed up your relationship. And then so we had a fallout with all of that stuff, and come to find out, this whole time he was talking bad behind my back and this and that, so on and so forth. But me and my boy, we buddy with his ex.
So y'all had a fallout because he was messing around and got
Because
mad because y'all caught him?
can't keep G code. He can't take correction.
I can understand if you went and told his lady. We're gonna have to wrap it up and continue on the next episode. But thank you for joining me.
This was a good conversation.
This was good. This was definitely
Although
good.
I was the only lady, I had to hold it down for the ladies.
Tell-
since
tell
I'm,
the
I'm
ladies
solo
to-
today. Y'all continue to follow What Would Zay Say, YouTube, Instagram.
I'm on Instagram, Aura Duroi. That's Aura DUROI.
You can catch me on Instagram as well, Gerard Pierre 27, GERARD PIERRE 27.
Or they can follow us at Bars and Hoops Radio on all platforms, IG, Facebook, YouTube, Bars and Hoops Radio, and Bars and Hoops TV.